Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is possibly going to be the best value grey nickel bat that you can buy in Australia at the moment, with caveats. Stick around and find out. There's actually a seller on eBay. It's actually gray-nicolls themselves in Melbourne. So I actually ordered one. You can see here that it came from Gray-Nicolls Sports. And it arrived this week. So let's pull it out of the box. You can see here it's got some packaging. Comes in, I'll just tool that. Gray-Nicolls bag. And as you can see here, there's no grading on it. It's an atomic from the current season. And you'll see here that when I purchased it, it says I've purchased a Gray-Nicolls atomic short handle men's English, 150 bucks. Minor defect. When we turn this over, you can see here that it doesn't actually have any particular grade. It's not a 700 or 1000 or whatever the player grades is, but it is actually the current year. As you can see here, it's got the current stickers on it. They went from silver to white, and this sticker has changed here. And something's a little bit different about it. It's got a blue toe guard. And it's also got, instead of the Superlink grip, it's just got a standard Zone Plus grip. 150 bucks. And in my opinion, it just looks like a standard 700. It's a grade 3. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a bit of a 7th grain. Starting there, you've got a little bit of a blemish coming through here, starts here and comes out the side here. The grains are reasonably straight. They go straight through the shoulders. And you can see here just a little bit of faintness that will resurrect itself with a bit of oiling. There is spec in the bat, which you can see. There's nothing front of the back or back that I can see would be the reason for this marked as a defect. Before I go on, I just want to get your feedback on how you thought this season's atomic went. They did change the shape from pretty much a mid to mid-high shape to a mid-low, as you can see there. So just comment below, and also if you've had any experience with this type of bat. So the shape of the bat is that mid-low position. You can see here the edge position is peaking in that mid-low, whereas the spine follows up a little bit higher and then starts to dip. So it's definitely going to be a condensed sweet spot in the lower half of the bat to maybe just around mid-high. There's not going to be a lot going on in this part as it starts to dip down, and there's a little bit of concaving here. As far as the camber of the bat goes, you can see here that it's using the new 5mm camber as opposed to the full flat face, which that may be a reason it's been given the defect. It's supposed to have a flat face this season. The other thing is you'll see you're probably sacrificing about 5mm on the spine with this shape, but it's never been a big spine shape. It's always been about fullness and having a wide, even hitting area. You can see there by the edge size, we're probably looking at about a 38. Concaving goes, if I pull that down, you'll see we're probably looking about 3 to 4mm of concaving. So there's a bit going on here. So we'll do some measurements on it now that we've looked at the concaving and the camber. See here about a 21mm toe. In the center, 24.5. The edge, taking into account we've got that nearly 5mm camber, it's 40mm, so that's quite big. And the spine I actually did measure before, and it was about 62. So it's quite a decent spine, but it is concaved out a bit. And as far as the shoulders, it looks like 13.5 there. And quite a bit of wood taken out towards the handle. Generally the Gray-Nicolls have a much thinner handle anyway. You'd call that thin to medium. So that does account for a lot of the thinning out here, and also to try and get those weights. The other thing was I want to check the width of the bat, see if that was an area that it's been defected on. And you can see there that's full width, 107.8, and do a comparison of the length. And you can see here, toe to shoulder, it's identical. So all in all, I think what we have here, even though it hasn't got the grade on here, is probably a 700 series atomic from Greg Chappell Cricket Centre for $275 members discount. Astonishing to pick this up for $150 brand new, and that's with delivery. And you can see here, there's nothing wrong with the binding there. It's all in perfect condition. It looks like somebody has actually written some numbers on here. Grade 2 to 3, you can see there. Grade 2 to 3, it says 8 there, 2.8.5, and it's got the standard gray-nicolls handle. Now, as far as markings, if you want to check how you can determine whether a bat has actually been marked minor defects by gray-nicolls, you won't tell on this shoulder here. That just says XA, which is the current year of bats made in India. But on this side, you can see quite clearly it says SS, substandard. So there's an issue that they've picked up. Now the other thing is this has been gripped and taped. So I think this has come into Australia in the condition as it is there. There's nothing that I can see on the back or feel that would indicate there's an issue with the willow on this bat. This is pretty much just a standard gray-nicolls atomic. All right, we've got that set to 0. And in comes the bat, 2.86. So they're pretty accurate as far as that's concerned. So pretty good, you know, you're getting a 40mm edge nearly, even with the camber. If you didn't have that camber and had the full flat face, then I think you'd probably be looking at 43mm edge. So there's a lot of wood in that part there, and it's coming in on weight. So far I can't see anything wrong. I'm not too worried about that blemish there, even though it's right on the side there. We'll see whether that's a hard bar. Let me talk about the pickup of these bats. They have an incredibly light pickup, and although it says 285, the bat feels 27 in my hands. It's very light. And as far as balance goes, it is on the lower side, but not by much. Let's bring in the other bat and have a look at how it taps up in comparison from the toe. So I'm hitting a bit harder sometimes. I don't hit as much, but yeah, she really goes off of that. I'm not actually ever going to use that again because I guess it's going to be retired as my comparison bat. Here we go. So let's tap up this $150 gray-nicolls. Making sure it's in shot. So it's hard at the toe. Immediately it starts playing, sounding much better in that low position. Off that blemish, it does sound hard, but it's actually pinging off that. It is hard, but it's not affecting ping. You can see the mallet bouncing off that, just the tone changes. Up as we go higher, it starts to peter out as we get higher, which is just to do with that shape. So, you know, you got to think there's nothing actually different to this bat to any of the bats that they make. A mistake has been made. The blue toe guard is from the Shockwave in the UK, and the grip is from that series as well. So normally it would have the Superlink grip. As far as weight and price goes, they both cost $9.95 if you would buy the grips in the shop. So there's no skimping as far as the grip. Yes, you're not getting the cover, but you could probably buy them for 15 bucks. There's nothing wrong with these, but what's the caveat? Is that when you order, yes, you can ask for the weight, but you will never see what the bat is, and that's common with ordering online for any bat. So do I think this is probably the best value gray-nicolls in Australia at the moment? Yeah, probably. 150 bucks for a grade 3. You know, gray-nicolls know how to make a bat, they know how to press them, They got good handle technology. There's no skimping on the stickers. It's incredible. So there you go. I'll leave the link to the seller in the description. And although the name is different, it's gray-nicolls. That's where it's coming from.